So again, where do trees go is what we're doing. It is assignment number 12. I ran the backside off with something that we already had. I made a mistake. So this was from the day before, the picture one. So we don't need to have that. So let me just review real quick if you have something. And so hopefully, Mateo, can answer your question. I've got 5 3/8 minus 3 7/8. Okay. Again, this is my store. I've got 5 whole packages and 3 cookies on top of my counter. I didn't have enough to make another whole package, so I just put them loose on my counter. But somebody comes in, they want 3 whole boxes already wrapped, and they want 7 pieces. But I don't have it to give him. But I am going to give it to him because he's one of my better customers. So Mateo, did you remember what we have to do to be able to get more cookies here? Not one thing. Yeah, so we're going to open, we're going to take one of the boxes, so you did remember something, and we're going to have 4 left. And what's coming over again is 1 whole box, but I can't put 1 here. What's in that box that's coming over that I'm going to open up has 8 pieces in it. It had 8 pieces in it, that's why it was over here, because it was full. So the easiest way to do this then, and I had 3 pieces from that was already on the counter. So I have 8 pieces that's coming over and 3, which is 11. So again, the easy way is if I see I don't have enough, I open, have 1 less box, and I add these 2 numbers, the 3 that I had, and then the 8 that's coming over, cross this out. I now have 8 plus 3 is 11. I don't need to put it way up here. And that's it. Open and add these 2 numbers. So that's going to be, in this case, it's going to be 4/8, 1 4/8. And again, this was just my example, so 1 1/2. Today is going to be very similar. So don't try to finish yesterday's. Today's going to be almost identical, except I might have 5 1/4 minus 3 7/8. So here's the only other thing that you have to do today. I can't even start it because why? Who knows why? Because the denominator is not the same. You have to be, if I'm opening a box, the sizes have to be the same, always. So on this one, I need to change this to, who knows the common denominator?
8.
It's going to be 8, so I can just double this one and double that. Yes, ma'am.
For the numbers that, like, you can't get a common denominator.
Okay, we'll talk about that in just a second. Let me finish this one up. So on this one then, again, so make sure you're listening because this relates to yesterday. Can I take 2 minus 7? No. So, Mateo, help me out. What do I need to do? I need more cookies up here. Where am I going to get them from? The 5. I'm going to open a box and have 1 less, and I'm going to add these 2 numbers, open and add. So I'm going to have 2 that I had from before plus 8 more that's coming over. 8 and 2 is 10, and then I'm ready to go. So that's going to be the gist of what we're doing today. It's going to be the same thing. So I'm not going to help you with very many here. Let's go ahead and look at, what's that? What's your question?
Do we have to do it on paper?
On line paper? No. Did I give you? I did give you line paper, didn't I? I think that is just for the word problems. No, you don't. It's just for the word problems. In fact, let's go ahead and do the 2 word problems. So don't try to do any of the problems yet. So, well, this one's actually pretty easy. How much less was this than the record? So Les set a record of 97.5 pounds for his fish. Robert caught a salmon that's 74 9/16. How much less than this record was this? Who knows what we need to do? Yeah, but are we going to add or subtract? Subtract, because how much less? So this is where you can use your paper. So on this one, it is 97 1/4 minus 74 9/16. So we do have to get a common denominator. Who knows what the common denominator is? It is 16. So I'm going to multiply that, or just multiply it in my head by 4. Well, I better not do it in my head. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. And if you do it neatly, I'll just leave that one right there. Okay. But here's my problem again. I cannot subtract. I have to subtract down. I don't have enough to give the guy the 9 cookies. What do I have to do? We have to open. Can have one less. And then what do I do right here? Mateo, what do I do right here? I can't subtract yet. You add 4 and 16 because the box that I just opened has 16 pieces in it. So that's why I'm adding that. I had 4. I'm bringing over 16. 4 and 16 is 20. What's that? What is it? I think you're right. And so subtract that. That is 22. 20 minus 9 is 11 over 16. And we've got all the time in the world today, so you need to find the answer. You need to do the puzzle. So it is find your answer at the bottom, 22 and 11. 11 over 16, and put it here. Okay. Then the number 14 we're going to do. So I'm going to draw a picture for you so you can see it. How much space is left above the VCR? A cabinet has shelves that are 11.5 apart. So here's a shelf, and there's a shelf below. The space in between is 11.5. Okay. Then it says, and I'm not going to read the numbers yet. It says on one shelf he stacked a VCR on top of an amplifier. So here's an amplifier. On top of that he stacked a VCR. Okay. Now I'm going to go back. On the shelf he stacked a VCR that is 5 1/4 inches high on top of an amplifier that is 3 3/8 inches. And the question is, how much space is above the VCR? So I'm looking at this amount right here. Okay. Who has an idea? It's 2 steps that you're going to have to do. Who knows one of the first steps? Anna. Yes, I've got to add these 2 together. Once I have that, then what we do? Subtract it from that. So let's go ahead and add first. So we've got, in fact, just go ahead. What is the common denominator? It's going to be 8. So I'm just going to start it here. So it's going to be 5, and 1 times 2 is 2/8 plus 3 3/8. And we're adding, we can add to 1 if we need to, but this one, it's not even going to come to 8. So just add them like normal. 3 and 2 is 5/8. And so those together are 8 5/8 inches. And then, now that I know that height, what's the next step? Take 11.5 minus the 8 5/8. What's the common denominator? It's going to be 8, so times 4 times 4, so it's going to be 4/8. And if you do this real neat, I'll let you just do it just like this. You can just cross that out. But I don't have enough to give the guy. What do we need to do if I don't have enough? Mateo, help me out. Open and add. Open, that becomes a 10, and add these 2. Because 8 pieces are coming over, and I had 4. 8 plus 4 is 12. And then we're ready to go. So 10 minus 8 is 2. 12 minus 5 is 7, I think. And I think that's it. So 2 7/8, make sure you find your answer. I must have done it wrong. Oh, here it is. 2 7/8 inches. Okay, we'll see if there's any that are odd. We'll maybe do a couple here. This is going to be easy. So your number 12, what is the common denominator?
30.
It's going to be 30. So it's going to be 30, very good. And then times 5 times 5. So this is going to be 5 over 30. And this one's going to be 10 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So you can do the rest of the problems on the worksheet if you write tiny. And by the way, once you have that, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get it out of my eyesight. And then I'm ready to go. He just wants 9 loose pieces. I don't have enough to give him. Leanna, what do I need to do? I can't do 5 minus 9. What should I do, ma'am? Okay, hold on. I'm seeing what she knows. How do I get more right here? Say that again? Okay, open it up, and that becomes 14. And then what happens here? You add them. Because now my box of 30 is coming over 30 pieces. I had 5. 30 and 5 is 35. And now I can go ahead and subtract. So that's 35 minus, if that were a 10, that'd be 25. It's going to be 26. But can 26 over 30 be reduced? Yes. Cut them both in half. And 13 over 15. And that's way over here. All righty. And do you guys have the hang of this?
Yeah.
Now, there's one. I'm not going to tell you which one, but if I'm subtracting, just look real quick. If I have 15 over 20 minus 5 and 7 over 20. Okay, look at that real carefully. Do I need to open and add on this one? No, because I have enough on my table to give the guy. So that's one that I don't need to do that, whatever that number is. I don't know. What's that? I think so. I think that might be the one. So, okay. So I'm going to let you all work together. It's the same as yesterday, except now we have different denominators. Okay. So does that help you understand yesterday's, Mateo?